Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, the Torrance Police Department receives a huge grant to help keep the city's roads safer.
Then the city is recognized for their efforts in a 10-year project that's finally complete.
Plus, the city celebrates its veterans in a special way.
And a popular restaurant opened its doors for the first time here in Torrance.
These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. The city of Torrance honored its veterans with a wreath placed at the Veterans Memorial Wall. Celebrations leading up to the holiday also included an honorary breakfast. The vets were invited to join the mayor, city council members, and city employees for a meet and greet. It was an opportunity to honor them in Torrance. Veterans from the Army, Marines, Air Force, and Navy attended the event, along with one World War II veteran.
As veterans of the military and residents of the city of Torrance, you continue to serve the nation through your involvement in our community. I'm amazed that so many people who served in the military are now serving our city.
This year's Veterans Day remembers the 70th anniversary of the end of World War II and the 50th anniversary since the U.S. ground troops arrived in Vietnam.
Well, local restaurants also honored members of the military past and present this holiday. Torrance Bakery was busy giving out boxes of freshly baked chocolate chip cookies to members of the armed forces. They handed out about 100 boxes. Red Car Brewery and Restaurant also offered a 15% discount all day. Starbucks offered veterans, active military, and their spouses each a free tall coffee, and IHOP gave out a free order of red, white, and blue pancakes throughout the day. Popular Italian restaurant Olive Garden honored members of the military by giving a free entree and also offering family members 10% off their meals.
The city of Torrance rolled out a new program showing more transparency of its finances. The city launched its new user-friendly web portal. You can check it out by going to torranceca.gov and clicking on the top tab with the OpenGov logo. The tab will take you to a page where you can visit the OpenGov portal. Interested community members can browse through a list of 32 areas within the city, and you even have the option to filter through the audited expenditures. The site includes data about revenue and expenditures from 2011 to 2014. The portal's purpose is to increase financial transparency for the community and display financial data in an easy visual way. During the City Council meeting, OpenGov officials provided a virtual tour of the portal and showed the different options the portal offers, such as an area with questions that some people may have about the city's finances. The site is interactive and constantly provides more information about each area as you hover over different graphs. The data is a representation of how taxpayers' money is being used. The site is powered by OpenGov. The company works with more than 500 government agencies in the country. For more information and to watch the virtual tour, go to torranceca.gov and under the tab Government, go to Agendas and Minutes.
And the Torrance Police Department continues to step up efforts to lower traffic-related deaths. The department was awarded $282,000 from the California Office of Traffic Safety for a year-long program of special enforcement and public awareness efforts. Police will use funding to help prevent traffic-related deaths and injuries. Torrance Police Chief Mark Matsuda says the grant will help them reduce hazardous driving while educating the public. The number of deaths and injuries in traffic collisions is on the rise. The most alarming statistics show the increase in pedestrian and bicycle accidents. The grant will fund a wide array of enforcements from DUI checkpoints, distracted drivers to seat belt and child safety seat enforcements. The department has already put the money to use. Their first enforcement was nighttime seatbelt patrol. Police were on the road from 6 p.m. till midnight, pulling over anyone not wearing their seatbelts. Officers made a total of 8 traffic stops and 7 citations.
And the city of Torrance is also being awarded for one of its outstanding city projects. The Southern California chapter of the American Public Works Association plans to award its 2015 Project of the Year award to Torrance, highlighting its Stormwater Basin Enhancement Project, which includes the improvements of 3 of its basins, Amy, Henrietta, and Infradero. This innovative project will help retain, treat, and infiltrate stormwater runoff. APWA recognized public agencies for their outstanding projects and programs. The chapter covers Los Angeles, Orange, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. The award ceremony will take place on December 9th at the Lakewood Civic Center. Torrance welcomed a new restaurant that offers diners a popular, healthy, fast, and fresh option. Tender Greens was welcomed by a line of more than 80 customers during its grand opening at Village Del Amo. It's the restaurant's first location in the South Bay with nearly 4,000 square feet of space, including a patio. Tender Greens is known for offering a healthy menu with quality food at an affordable price. The restaurant follows the farm-to-table approach. Tender Greens has developed partnerships with small local farmers and ranchers to bring the best ingredients to their customers.
As a South Bay resident, I've been waiting for 9 years to open a Tender Greens in the South Bay, and I'm very, very excited to be here finally. You know, our team and the community have both waited a long time. This project's taken us a little bit of time, but we're finally open. It is the busiest part of the South Bay. There's great, we touch all the communities, Redondo, Torrance, Palos Verdes. It's centrally located.
This is one of my favorite restaurants. I'm so excited that they are here. When I was in line today, I wanted to do my happy dance. And the food here is excellent. And it's healthy. It's hard to find healthy food, especially, you know, with the fast-paced life and people being on the go. So this is perfect.
The new location will be the 20th for the chain. Tender Greens was founded in 2006. You can find them on the boulevard between Torrance and Del Amo Circle.
The competition for the hottest Black Friday deals are heating up, and retailers are already beginning to advertise steep discounts for the holiday. Sam's Club is one of the first to announce its Black Friday deals to customers with a huge holiday sale beginning on Thanksgiving Day and continuing until November 29th. Here are some of this year's best deals. Now, the 65-inch curved 4K TV is going for under $1,500, while the same 75-inch one will be on sale for more than $2,300. You can also get the Vizio 55-inch TV for under $500. JVC is offering 2 TVs under $300. The iPad Air 2, including Wi-Fi, will be $175 off. You can catch other store deals on blackfriday.com/stores.
South Bay volunteers were recognized for their hard work throughout the community. Kicking off the event with an unexpected flash mob by a Zumba performance, Torrance South Bay YMCA hosted its 60th annual volunteer celebration and recognition dinner at the Torrance Marriott. Awards were given out for youth service, service above self, family, or the year of the year, and community partnership. The event is held to honor the volunteers that put in endless hours to help the community. The YMCA also announced their facility has cut back on water use by 360,000 gallons per month.
A lot of reasons why people volunteer, but I would think most people, it's a giving back to what they received when they were younger.
Bob Schaefer will be retiring after 44 years of service at the Y. YMCA South Bay has one of the largest volunteer bases with more than 1,400 volunteers. Well, still ahead, an organization that helps men and women from low-income families dress for success goes back to the 1920s. You may have seen the Veterans Memorial Wall by passing along City Hall, but have you ever wondered about its historical background? Reporter Tao Ta shares with us how the city's memorial wall came to be.
These are the last of the last 2 from 207, and this young man, his family has a scholarship every year now.
Former Torrance Mayor Dee Hardison remembers when these 143 names were etched into this Veterans Memorial Wall.
So while this is not something that you want to have, but these young men lost their lives, and I think this is a nice way of saying we'll never forget you.
The idea to construct a memorial wall came about in 2001. The city council all pushed to make sure there could be a memorial close to home where families in Torrance could remember their loved ones.
It was like it was a big task, and were we going to really get it done?
But despite those lingering questions, the project began moving forward thanks to the Torrance Historical Society and endless research that went back to World War I.
The thought was that it would be nice to have one place for it all, and the council approved it, and they started in 2002, and it was completed in 2003.
And for Hardison, it touches close to home, as her 3 brothers all served in the military. The memorial wall has over time become a landmark for the fallen, a place to say thank you.
You look over there now, there's actually somebody has a little plaque over there that they've obviously added. You'll find those things. You'll find flowers that people will bring that will be meaningful to them because maybe it was the date that their son was killed.
And every year in May, as Memorial Day comes around, the Torrance Historical Society reads the names of each fallen soldier during a ceremony at the wall.
By focusing in on the individual and their individual names and the impact that they left on this world, it helps us to make a greater connection and appreciate their, for many, their ultimate sacrifice that they made, or for those who are currently serving, to remember them and their families as we go about our lives.
Viet Huang, management associate in the city manager's office, says while the 2 holidays are 6 months apart, the sentiment is still felt even on Veterans Day, a day set aside to remember all those who have served in the military.
If it weren't for them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do here.
There's plenty of room, if we ever have to add other names. I think the hope is never to have to add anymore.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Tao Ta.
Thanks, Tao. And again, simple ways for the community to pay tribute to the wall is by visiting the wall, or when you see a veteran, thank him or her for their service. The Veterans Memorial Wall is located in front of City Hall on the north side of Torrance Boulevard between Maple and Madrona Avenues.
And here's another captivating story about a veteran. During World War II, about 350,000 women served in the U.S. Armed Forces, and there were only about 1,000 women who were civilian pilots. Torrance CitiCABLE reporter Hiba Samad had the privilege to sit down with a World War II female veteran who overcame boundaries to make her dreams come true. Here is her story.
For Yvette Hyatt Kovri, serving her country during World War II was always going to be part of her lifelong journey.
I had realized that there was going to be a war well before, and I had told my uncles that there would be a war and that they were going to take women this time and that I was going to go. They were very upset.
But soon after graduating college, Kovri applied to the Coast Guard in hopes of becoming a pilot one day. But the journey didn't start easy. After her acceptance to the Coast Guard at age 20, it was up to her parents to have the final say on whether she could become part of the reserve.
My parents had to sign for me because I wasn't 21. They were not pleased and they were dragging their feet. And I said, well, we'll wait 8 more months and then I'll be 21 and you won't have to sign for me.
With a stamp of approval, Kovri was off for communications training and soon became a member of the coding team in Washington State, where she coded incoming and outgoing messages as a member of the historic U.S. Women's Reserve Unit called SPARS. But with her passion to fly growing inside of her, Kovri couldn't say no when she got her first flight by a Navy pilot while on the job.
And helped hoist me into the cockpit, and we took off. And I thought it was wonderful. I knew I would love it, and I did. And then all of a sudden, I saw these clumps of dust jumping up from the floor, and I thought, ooh, they really ought to clean this airplane with all that dust. And then I looked up, and there was water up there because he had slow rolled it. And I loved every minute.
And soon she was nominated as part of the first group of women who were trained for a special unit.
16 of us being sent to Atlantic City Radio School for high-frequency direction finding for air-sea rescue.
Kovri and the other women were part of the first and only group of women to be trained for navigation and radio. But in 1946, after the war was over, Kovri was nominated to join the 99s, the first all-women pilot organization that left a mark for future generations.
To me, there was just no option. I mean, I was definitely going to go. And one way or another, if my parents wouldn't sign for me, I would just wait. But I'm glad that I chose the small service because then I got to do some of everything.
Kovri served in the reserve for 10 years. She says she's happy to be alive to tell her stories on this Veterans Day. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Hiba Samad.
Thanks, Seba. Covery grew up in Queens, New York. She now lives in San Pedro. Well, the community also had the chance to say thank you to our veterans in a special way this year. The Torrance Historical Society invited the community to pull up a seat and meet with veterans from the many past wars. Torrance CitiCABLE reporter Hibba Samad has their captivating stories of resilience.
I remember breathing on the one lung I had after being shot, laying out there in the middle of nowhere, wondering if I was ever going to make it home alive.
Paralyzed from his mid-chest down since returning home from Vietnam, veteran Ron Kovic served 2 tours of duty as a Marine and remembers his second tour like it was just yesterday.
I was shot through the right foot. It blew out the back of my heel, and then I went down into a prone position. Then I was shot through my chest.
Kovic had the chance to share as many stories along with 19 other brave veterans from World War II, Korean War, Iraq, and Afghanistan.
I've been fascinated with their stories. We have World War II veterans here who flew in the South Pacific.
This year's Veterans Day hits close to the hearts of many veterans here at this meet and greet, as everyone remembers the 70th anniversary of the end of World War II and the 50th anniversary since U.S. ground troops arrived in Vietnam.
If you look, you'll see other fighters in the background. That was in 1942.
There's an energy in this room. They're visiting with the general public. The veterans are visiting with one another.
An event that was first put on 11 years ago, paying tribute to our heroes and also gives the community a chance to hear their stories firsthand.
It's nice to see. It really is. It's nice to see. And it's nice that they have the community and that, you know, the community has them too.
It's awesome to be able to be in a room of heroes and just seeing the past generations that have served and have made the service of my generation a lot easier as far as the support we get at the national level.
A day to shed light on the sacrifices each veteran has made.
At least a dozen times when I looked up and said, "Thanks God, I'm here," that I was almost killed.
Veteran Harry Pecker had just finished training when the Pearl Harbor attacks unfolded. And it's stories of service like his that we will forever be grateful for.
Being an Army vet, you know, it's kind of close to my heart, and you know, it's part of the fabric of the city of Torrance.
A tribute, honoring the ones who are still here with us today and remembering the brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice.
I feel very grateful to be alive and to still be here.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Hibba Samad.
Thanks, Hibba. Most of the veterans from the event reside here in Torrance.
Dressing to impress for a job interview can be difficult, but one organization has been striving to make it easier for women and men in need. Reporter Tao Ta has the story.
Baby face, my boy.
Dressed from head to toe in fringe and sparkle attire, for one night attendees went back to the roaring 1920s, all to make a difference.
We give about 35,000 pieces of clothing a year. So, you know, for 20 years of service, we're probably reaching, 70 or 80,000 pieces of clothing that we've given away.
Close the Deal is a nonprofit organization that lends a helping hand to men and women who need business attire. Close the Deal also helps with supplies and finding work.
We never turn anyone away that comes to our door. We've had high school students that are preparing themselves to go into the workforce, who are preparing to go to college, and they need that extra self-confidence.
President of Close the Deal, Patrice Jinzo Springer, was a teacher in the Los Angeles School District for 30 years before she retired to help people through Close the Deal.
A lot of the young men that come in, their shoulders straighten up and, they tie their tie, and it's just really exciting to see that transformation.
Transforming them to be successful in today's society where image plays an important role.
For about 5 years now, Close the Deal has averaged about 4,500 clients. That means over the years, about 24,000 pieces of clothing have been given to these men and women to help them dress for success.
Clothing organizer Lupita Villegas started off as a volunteer and says seeing her clients happy is the most rewarding part of her job.
Once I pick an outfit for them, they feel very confident. They want to wear it out. They want to go to their job interview. They want to take pictures, send them to their parents, send it to their girlfriend, and it feels so amazing after that. That's the part that I like the most.
Close the Deal currently works with 86 different nonprofits and government agencies.
Many of the individuals that are in the public assistance programs have truly hit upon hard times. So that's the last thing they can probably think about is going to buy an interview outfit.
A fulfilling experience for Close the Deal volunteers as they continue to make change within the South Bay community. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Tao Tao.
Thanks, Tao. Close the Deal has several drop-off locations in the South Bay. For more information or to find out how you can volunteer, go to closethedeal.org.
The South Bay Workforce Investment Center celebrated their 20th annual award ceremony, and instead of their usual breakfast, they spiced things up with a formal dinner in honor of this milestone. Jesse Pierre has more on the story.
For decades, the South Bay Workforce Investment Board has touched the lives of many, and CEO Jan Vogel has been there from the very beginning.
Well, you know, I've done this a long time. I started this organization 30-something years ago.
It all started in 1982 in an office in Inglewood with a small team. Vogel's mission was simple, to give individuals the tools to find and keep jobs. And on the other side, help businesses find highly skilled and trained employees. And today, more than 30 years later, he continues to honor the many who helped make this program possible.
We recognize some of the individuals that went through our program and were successful getting jobs, which are really reflective of thousands of people, but we picked a few.
One of the many individuals honored here is 19-year-old Jenny Victorio. She stumbled across Inglewood's one-stop center at a time she needed it the most.
I was looking for the job at the moment, and I just decided to do the program.
For Victorio, it wasn't only about finding a job, it was about building herself, her self-esteem, and her outlook on life. The job was a cherry on top to the confidence she gained.
Growing up, I've been really shy. I was not so confident with what I had to prove or what I had to bring to the table. I was extremely, my self-esteem was so low that I didn't think I would get anywhere.
Victoria learned how to dress, how to speak at interviews, and how to present her best self. She is proud to hold her very first real job and is using the money to further her education and go to nursing school.
I feel successful. I feel that I made it. I feel that I can show other people that, programs like this that are around the community are not just, they're not false advertisement.
She is what the South Bay Workforce Investment Board is all about. And most recently, they opened a one-stop business and career center in Torrance to better serve the South Bay.
Having the one-stop right in the city of Torrance, it's great for our citizens, it's great for our businesses, it's great for the employees of our businesses.
We're sold out every year. We keep getting bigger and bigger venues, so next year we'll have to rent the Coliseum or something.
The South Bay Workforce Investment Board has helped thousands of individuals, partnering with now 11 cities to help make many dreams possible. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Jessie Pierre.
Thanks, Jesse. The Torrance One-Stop Career and Business Center is located on 1220 Ingracia Avenue and provides services to Torrance, Lomita, Hermosa, Redondo, and Manhattan Beach.
As you dust off your space heaters to keep warm during the cold weather, the Torrance Fire Department has some tips to keep you safe from dangerous situations. Senior Fire Inspector Richard Fick says while space heaters may be an effective way to warm up a small area inside your home, they also have a high potential of starting a fire. First, make sure the heater is designed to be used indoors. Read the heater's instructions and labels before you purchase. It is always recommended to buy a space heater that has heat protection and can't be tipped over. When plugging in your heater, do not plug it into an extension cord or power strip. Never place the heater near water or leave it on while asleep. And if you plan to leave your heater on, keep combustible materials 3 feet away from it. Most importantly, double check that your smoke alarm is working and that you own a carbon monoxide alarm. Carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas that has no smell, taste, or odor. The National Fire Protection Association says that in 2011, there were more than 53,000 home structure fires related to heating equipment. And here are a few events coming up. The holiday can tree is back again at the West Annex in City Hall. You can drop by any non-perishable food items for the holiday season. Collected items will be donated to families in need. The first pickup date will be on November 20th at 10 a.m. The morning of pickup, you can drop off perishable goods. And you still have time to register for the 36th Annual Turkey Trot. Regular registration will continue until November 22nd. Race day check-in will be at 6:30 a.m. until 7:30 a.m. And we brought you the latest about one Torrance elementary school teacher who risked her life to save students from a fire. Torrance CitiCABLE reporter Hiba Samad has the story.
Can I go to the nurse's office? Rest your head on your desk for a few minutes, Emily, said Miss Daisy.
It was an ordinary morning just like this one for Kelly Calhoun until it took an unexpected turn.
It was the second day of school, and I had gotten pulled for car gate duty, so I was dismissing all the students in the school. And one of the first trucks to pull up, as the parents stopped the car, under the hood, it just burst into flames.
Calhoun, an elementary school teacher of 16 years, quickly acted on her instincts, making sure 200 students were guided into a safe zone.
At one point, I realized I'm standing there surrounded, like the smoke's billowing around me.
Not thinking about her own safety, Calhoun continued to safeguard everyone around her while waiting for emergency personnel to arrive.
So I just stepped out right on the middle of the street, started stopping traffic, telling parents what was going on. You know, oh, this car's on fire, we need you to turn around, redirecting traffic on both directions.
Never facing an emergency like this before, Calhoun says she did what needed to be done.
It was just really good to hear, to realize that my staff worked so well together here, that everybody really stepped up when they needed to.
After the incident happened, an anonymous person called KNX 1070 News Radio to tell them about Calhoun's heroic actions, a humbling gesture for a teacher that says she was just doing her job.
It was very exciting. It was very unexpected. Just got the phone call from them, and it was exciting to hear that someone considered me to be a hero for doing something I'd like to think anybody would have done in this situation.
And as Calhoun continues to be a hero at Walteria Elementary, she says she truly has the best job in the world. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Hiba Samad.
Thank you, Hiba. Calhoun teaches 2nd and 3rd grade at Walteria Elementary. She suffered from minor smoke inhalation and even rescued a group of children from a car. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain. If you missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.